what's up, everybody, and welcome to yet another exciting episode. Iya Zaye Zahala. Don't forget to join the Power TV family by simply following us on social media, Power TV Zambia, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. On today's show, I get to host somebody who's very multifaceted. He's a humanitarian. He's currently the Zambia Association of Musicians president. He does so many things under the creative umbrella as well. Biflo is going to be my guest on today's episode. Questions. Don't forget Nina Nagadat social media. To kickstart the show, we're going to go back in time. I will play you Cry of a Woman because this particular song does have a story behind it. So I'm never going for a story. Make sure you don't touch that dial. Muchimunzi Nizi. Welcome back. My guest is already on site, and according to his profile, I know that this man is an artist. He's the president of the Zambia Association of Musicians. He's a United Nations in Zambia SDG supporter, 2025 to 2027. I'll ask about that because I don't know if this applies to the ZAM presidency. Then he's a director at Music for Change and Biflo TV. He's a creative consultant, thought leader, the only African artist name checked by the 44th Potters. Ladies and gentlemen, multifaceted Biflo.
Yay! How you doing?
I'm good.
It's good to see you.
5 minutes ni pancha chema died.
Yeah.
Kadiche, he's a thought leader.
Yeah.
Now, this particular one, and I know you're definitely tired of this one, and you had to put it in your bio. The only African artist name checked by the 44th Potters. You had to put it in there.
You had to be there. You
have to know.
You had to be there, you know. Yeah, there's always someone who's seeing it for the first time, you know.
Yeah. So it definitely
those are things to be proud of.
Do you know what it is? I'm so glad that you've carried it and up to the time when social media is so proactive now. Because if it was during this time, and then even other countries that have been calling you, hi, the president said you please come and perform it, because I think people are more proactive on social media as compared to when it had happened.
So that would be like a viral moment.
Yes.
Here now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not even the way people would be like, Jamwana Obama. I think it would be a little different this time. But I kickstarted the show with a song titled Cry of a Woman.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something that I found out about that song. And the person told me about it himself. That's a true story. It's about K Million.
Correct. We've been keeping this secret for so long.
Yeah.
It's now out of the bag.
I know. He was like, should I tell you? Should I not tell you? I was like, I knew Zenche.
Yeah.
Then he ended up telling me that song is about him. So how do you end up being the artist that does the song instead of K Million himself?
So there was a time he was constantly in Luansha. We would do shows at a place called Bottoms Up. So one time I was honored to do a show with him, and backstage. You know, so
did you meet this person before?
No, I was meeting them for the first time. I was meeting her for the first time, and I got concerned. I was like, oh, what's going on here? And you know, she started telling me the story and whatnot. No, this one A B C D F1 Pshamo Shani. Time I was just there, just watching, and you know, she literally talked about. She mentioned one of my songs, Bubblegum Lover. Said, this is why I love your song. So in a parade, she make a few in process that I think Luimbolo.
I'm a musician. You them have a sad story. I don't know more contents.
So room manager one day I was like, you know what, bro? I think I'm going to write a song about the situation I've just been told about today, but I won't mention who on the song. I'll just pen it down and whatnot. Then I came back to Lusaka and figured I needed to work with a lady because I sang it alone initially. Yeah, then I was like, I think these parts would resonate better if we add a female voice. And so I looked around, it's like Mampi or Kachanana or who, and I was like, Judy.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. And Judy cried while singing that song or recording that song.
And then did you tell her it was a true story?
I did, but maybe she also had a similar true story. I don't know. So the third part of the song, the third verse where I sing That part was supposed to be interchanging. I sing a line, she sings a line, I sing a line. But at that point, it's like, go home.
Can go and rest. So at the time you're recording the song, now I'm so interested, right, in knowing if did Chameleon know from inception that he really love story or did you tell him afterwards, or did he listen to the song and say, I forgot this story, Andy?
So I never told him before that I was planning to write a song. Even when we recorded the song, I never sampled it to him. And because I never mentioned who I was talking about, automatically when he just heard Chikashana wa Kulwanisha and then the storyline, he knew it was about him. And so he called me, he was like, hey, if you watch that at that time. If you watch that so, and then Makitu and Chameleon did a song called No More Love, which was also inspired by the same story, the same love situation, because Chameleon did that chorus. Yeah, but it's not exactly the same, but I think they played around with the message and kind of changed it, like it was a guy complaining, but the other way around, according to what Chameleon told me. So they came out around the same time, and so during the Born and Bred Awards for that particular year, they were both in the same category, Best Collaboration. So this is Judy and B-Flow, and this side is Chameleon and Makitu. So Makitu won that award, and then he decided, he felt it wasn't fair for him to win. He felt B-Flow and Judy deserved to win. So he gave back the award to me and said he'll keep the money instead. But he'll give me the trophy. But I'll keep the money though. You know, booga like that. So yeah, in that moment, I think that's the time when Chameleon now finally went like, he was like, you can just take the award. You deserve it. He was encouraging Makitu, like you deserve it. Don't feel like you don't deserve to win. You deserve to win. So apparently, what Chameleon was literally trying to say there was, you deserve to win over the one who was singing about me.
No, but do you know what's interesting? Is that this particular woman, who's unknown to the whole world, is so famous that have inspired two songs, two of the biggest songs to have come out of the country, and also during that era.
Exactly.
Yo, I do not know your name. Yes, that's your name. But that's also an interesting story. But you know what? Fast forward to your music now, which you're doing less of. I think you've decided to focus on other things, which is understandable, because sometimes Kulabati, you love to do something, but then also you want to expand your creativity and do several other things. I've seen that your fans have been calling you out a lot. They're like, hey, it's how are you responding to that? And also, are you in the studio working on some music?
Yes, I am in the studio working on some music. Hopefully, maybe next year I'll do an album called The Head Boy and the New School.
I saw that. You know what? I brought it down and I was
I'm just putting it out there in case someone else decides to play around with that title. Don't mess with that title. It's patented. The Head Boy and the New School. Yeah.
Therefore, The Head Boy and the New School. What inspired for that title? I saw it on your social media. You did say that.
I think it's so my last album.
Sender Station.
Yeah, came with a bit of some backlash. Yeah, there's some people that felt like I did not adapt to the times. Of course, we had some very good success. So like Touch and Go featuring Yomop sits at around 6 million views on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think that song has the sound for today. Yeah. So I think I did a lot of research in this period, and a lot of adjusting and a lot of understanding of where we are. I think that could have been part of the reason why I sit in the seats where I sit. That repetition of the ZAM presidency, because the industry has confidence that I'm the bridge between the old school and the new school. So yeah, so what inspired that is just the understanding of the times we're in, and the fact that I'm able to blend in and also work with the new school as well.
Okay, I hear that. Let's talk about you attaining the presidency. ZAM presidency, first of all, elections are coming up, and obviously you have to vote and have somebody in that particular seat. I want to know what made you want to run for presidency.
So the year is 2014. This is 11 years ago.
Yeah.
I am this young man in the industry who does not even see the leadership qualities that he has. We're at the Lusaka Playhouse. There's confusion. Artists are almost fighting, like physically, like because one group of artists apparently has brought groups of people in buses who've just recently registered like 24 hours before the elections, so that they can be in large numbers to vote for a particular candidate. And then the other candidates are feeling that's unfair. But then the constitution, well,
does not state
whether you can bring 20 people as one band and another 30 as one band and whatnot. Yeah, but then there's this confusion that's going on, and the whole event is suspended indefinitely. And before it's suspended, we're outside, and a group of younger artists come to me, and they're like, do you know that you can actually take this because these guys are taking us for granted? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, they're like, you can take it, we'll vote for you. I'm like, you guys are serious? So this is now, I'm talking about the likes of, like the rough kids and whatnot. They're like, you can do it. Don't look at your age. Look at
Were you like
substance.
In that particular situation, did you do anything to help sort out the situation? I want to know what it is that they noticed about you that made them want to come and speak to you by saying that, oh, you have those particular qualities.
No, I think they just saw how proactive I had been already in the industry, and some of the moves I was making in the background, and even within the association, some of the things I was doing. So at that time, I was already chairing a committee they called HASC, HIV, AIDS and Social Commentary Committee. So I was the chair for that. So I think they were noticing leadership qualities at that committee level, and they were thinking that I could still scale it. Yeah, so when they brought the idea, I was like, no, I don't think I can do it. I can't do it. Yeah, then 4 years later, 2018, there was another election where the idea came up, and quickly I brushed it aside. In fact, this time around, I felt a bit ready, like I could do it. But when I spoke to my inner circle, they didn't have the confidence. Then they were also thinking of what I was thinking of 4 years before. They were saying, if you had the problems, I'm artists artists are egocentric, so maybe now pause, it's not good for your mental health and whatnot. The expectations will be too high. Maybe just enjoy your peace, and also maybe I was like, really? But I still feel like there's a calling, like where God has deposited something in you, but then if you keep running away from it, it will be troubling you. In a way, you have to do something about it. So in that moment, I folded my arms, and then some people just came. They were like, B-Flow, you know that you're very visible. You could actually make a very good marketing person for the association. Why don't you vie for the position of publicity secretary? I was like, I don't think I'm ready to take up a position. And at that point, I was thinking, publicity secretary? No, I need to be the president. But then again, I was thinking like, why are they bringing this idea? Is it a way of discouraging me just in case I express interest in the presidency? Then I was like, no, I'm not standing for anything. Then at the actual ceremony, at the actual AGM, people, put up their hands and they were ready to run. We had the likes of CQ, we had Tivo, we had a lady called Chombalesa, who's currently the Secretary General. We had the then outgoing President Joya T, and several others that wanted to run for the president. So there were about 10. And I was like, okay, let me just watch this. So I was watching. Then when the publicity secretary part came, they were like, who's running for publicity secretary? Then people just pointed at me. They were like, B-Flow. So in that moment, I was like, I don't think I want to do it. Before I knew it, I went unopposed. So I became the publicity secretary. Yeah. So that's how the journey started. And then 6 months into that, I resigned.
Why?
My vision, I feel like I had a vision that wasn't aligning with the team. And so I was feeling frustrated when I would bring ideas and
they would shoot them down.
Exactly. Yeah. And they're just some things that I felt were not being done the right way, that would maybe somehow border on my reputation personally, because I I'm big on protecting my reputation. So I was like, I just don't really want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not very sure about certain things. Yeah, so that's how I left. And time came for the next one, which was 2025, March 27th.
Yeah.
I went for it and I did my thing.
You know, we're having a conversation in the background, and I was asking you if you think about certain things that you wanted at a particular time when you were younger.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It didn't work out, and then fast forward, it then happened at a later stage.
Yes.
So I want to know what was going on in the in-between for you. Had you become president then when you wanted, would you think things would have turned out the way they are now?
No. Clearly, God was preparing me for a time like this. I think that I was needed for this particular time because I've grown. There's a certain level of resilience and thick skin that I've grown. And also even the leadership itself. I think there are some things I needed to experience, understand arts administration, understand the constitution of ZAM and the whole arts system. How does it work, and where is my place as someone who's presiding over the affairs of the music industry? So I think this is the very best time.
Okay, so now let's talk about some of the things that are going on within ZAM, right? You attained the presidency and KB as your vice, and we've been seeing certain things that you've been doing, and now, thank God, we have social media. And this is myself by social media, but oh, the association is looking to do A, B, C, D. And if people feel like they want to argue, I want to know how you also take criticism in terms of certain decisions that you've made in your position as president, that when announced, some people that are consumers of the music feel that's not the best decision.
Okay.
How do you handle the criticism?
When you make unpopular decisions, well, so for me, I take the criticism and try to sieve and see, is there an element of truth? Is there anything I can correct from the decision that has been made? Is there a way that we can regroup with the team and say, can we make this better?
Yeah.
But in terms of the criticism itself, I think over the years, I've really learned. There was a time when people would make a lot of memes about me and, you know, different things. You talked about the Obama thing. Some people would try to, you know, make all sorts of ridicule around it. And
that's not even a bad thing. Let me tell you, Sembendini. I feel like you're even humble with it. I'm just saying, and sometimes you know how people achieve certain things, and because it's just not, I'm the person that's on the outside looking in. I'll just feel like, just because it's not me, it's a bad thing. Like you shouldn't celebrate that win the way you're celebrating it. And I think people should be entitled to celebrating how they want to celebrate something that they achieve.
So I've grown as a result of those situations, and I've learned so many things that have now sort of prepared me for where we are now. So the criticism comes, we take it, we analyze, but we don't necessarily respond. If we have to respond, we have to respond in a professional way and just address it, because we understand that now it comes with the territory. To whom much is given, much is required. You know?
Exactly. And now you also put in a position where most of the people that are part of the association are your friends, and you have to make my decisions. I have to say no to you. And
leadership itself, it calls for that sometimes you have to make unpopular decisions. Unfortunately, relationships can also get injured sometimes.
I'm still hanging out with Biflo, president of ZAM, and also does hold several other titles within his capacity as away from being ZAM president. We're going to take a short musical break. He's still hanging out with me, so if you do have some questions for him, feel free to chime in on social media. We'll be back in just a bit.
Nizi!
Something that you're also very popular for is playing football.
Nice one.
I know that you bring the artists together. Like, there are times when artists have come, they're like, what do I Biflo? But and I've seen it's a culture that's grown over time.
Why don't you play with us?
You never invite me. I'm
inviting you officially now.
I'll be there.
Yes.
I'll be there. Just don't worry. In case I make your favorite artist look bad on the field, I can do a thing.
Come on now.
No, I'm not a terrible football player.
Okay.
I can, you know, I can
we'll
do something.
For ourselves.
Hey,
as a lady.
No. I can actually do something on the field. What inspired for you to want to find ways in which artists can come and just, you know, bond and connect away from the music?
I realized that sports, just like music, actually brings people together. Music can bring people together by virtue of maybe them appreciating the message. For example, if we say Common Man by PK Chala, if at that particular time people are experiencing what PK was talking about, they will speak the same language, it will be relatable.
Yes.
Same thing, football, when people are watching football, but the fact that maybe they're Man U, no Arsenal, somehow people go to the stadium and they'll sit together, whether they like football will just literally bring people together. So I realized that for the artists themselves, if the music can't bring them together, then maybe football will, because it will be something away from the competition. Because music itself is competitive. So when they're together as artists, there's a bit of that, we are united, but football, but you are a competitor, a rival, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when it comes to football, unless we as a but basically, that's the whole idea, to just make sure that we can have a space away from our office, the work environment, but also for our mental health, because I realize that in our industry, again, there are some things that we are not addressing, because everybody comes to you. Like when I'm driving around town, all I see is I meet a lot of people that go like, Biflo, can I take a picture with you? People are always taking. Like everybody's asking for something, but who am I asking from, and who is pouring
into you as well?
Exactly. So the idea is now to have an outlet where we can literally just sit down like,
No, but that's a really good initiative. And then from that as well, we've seen the birth of Biflo TV. I want to know, because you know how Biflo TV started? It just started off as something very small. Like, you know, you ask people and da-da-da-da-da. So how does it grow to you calling it Biflo TV and coming up with all those different initiatives? Because we had seen Z Encyclopedia, which has been a great way of having get familiar with certain songs and like even researching on Zambian music a little bit more, because the part where they folk fit when they're in front of the camera.
Yeah, so Biflo TV actually makes me so proud, because I feel like it helped to also create like a certain mood in the country where there's that nostalgia. A lot of people want to, they're like, memories. Before you know it, we have a lot of these legends, concerts and whatnot, and people are showing up in large numbers, and that's beautiful. Big ups to all the legends that are doing all these gigs. Yeah, so the idea just started right there. I was like, since we keep gathering like this, is there anything else that we can also do to just have fun? So I was like, let's start a fun game. No microphone, just yapa street fair, just that same kalapel, you know, like, okay, who did this song? Okay, what about this instrumental? Which song does it come from? Who wrote this song? Who produced this song? And then I realized when I would speak to people like Mordecai, who are very new in the industry, like, Mordecai doesn't know camouflage. What?
Yeah, like had no idea.
And because camouflage is not like as far back as the time of, let's say, JK. You know, I'm like, so there's a problem here. Like, so there's a whole generation that needs to learn about the things that happened before, because that's very important. If you know where you're coming from, then you will know where you're going, literally. Yeah, so that's how we explored the idea. And when we did the first episode, I think it was Why Celeb, just trended, like it just went viral. I was like, this thing sounds like people will love it. We did another, because that day I think we shot like a lot of them, one with Triple M, one with Y Celeb, one with another person. We did one viral. Next day we posted another one viral. I was like, okay, but what are we going to call it? We don't have a name for what. Okay, like an online TV. What is it called? With no name. For now, let's just say Biflo TV. And then people loved it, and we went with the same name.
Biflo TV. So let's talk about another thing that you said you wish you could do tying it to the music, is opening music or art museums across the country that help preserve the music. The same way you've been doing Z Encyclopedia, but also just different spaces in which the music can be preserved. So
by the way, I also have a podcast called Z Flowback.
I will get to that. Relax.
Oh, wow.
I like Z Flowback.
Recess.
Yeah, you literally like put it on hold. I was like, it was also another great way, but I wanted to talk about the museums, also tying it into what you're doing, because it's ways of reminding people where we do come from. So with this particular dream that you have, when do you intend to execute, and also are you getting any help? I saw another post that I'm going to tie to this, is where you were speaking about how now we have the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts, then how the arts sector could do great if it also had a ministry on its own, if it were up to the artists themselves.
Yeah, so in terms of getting the help, yes and no. In the conversations, yes, but in actualizing things, maybe not yet, maybe later. I'm hopeful. I am a very optimistic person. I think the idea, when it was actually ZAM that was calling for, ZAM and other associations that were calling for the establishment of a Ministry of Arts back in the day. There was a Department of Culture. Then the idea of Ministry of Arts, then it came as a department. It came as a music to some that many more, like performing on stage, B-Flow, Chester, Triple M, and many more. So it's about Ministry of Tourism and Arts. So we're like, oh, that's a good thing. That's a positive. That's nice that finally arts. So then we noticed that whenever the national budget was presented, everything was going to tourism and very little towards the arts, and you can't even feel it like it's arts. It was going like towards culture. In the budget, even the arts weren't really mentioned. So we're thinking like, I think hii idea abu many more here and arts. Twasala mbaka kufinama mutufumiyeko ku tourism ifwe. Tuiberefe fweka ku bantu mwamonaka. Time to somebody. I know we've been moved to Ministry of Youth. Nomba kula kurifita youth, sports and arts. Kwasaba Department of Arts. So kudia nomba nakwena somehow it feels the same way. It feels like most of the sport. The sport gets a big chunk, and arts literally doesn't get not even 1%. So that makes it an opportunity for us to then say, where else can we look to also try and complement what that department that we currently have is doing. What can we do? Can we get into the corporate space? Can we come up with our own initiatives to ensure that even our friend P.S. Pilato has his life much easier, because then his efforts will be frustrated no matter how beautiful his ideas may be. If he doesn't have a budget line for them, it won't yield any fruit. And so what we want to see is a functional arts department where it should even lead by example. When it comes to if Suecey does an MC job, wangu kukulipira because zeko shirimpia not at ku arts bakwatire nkongole. What more aba ku Ministry of Energy ngaba kushita higher takesa ndata aba kumyabo kuleta bampera what more kono put bakupera after 2 years. So we want that department to be well taken care of, so that it can deal with all these things. Even the idea of a museum, Hall of Fame, and all those things can be well executed through that. Even national studios, that's an idea that we are exploring also. Can we have like a national studio where if Diamond Platnumz comes to Zambia today and let's say Frank Rowe says, I want to collaborate with you, he shouldn't feel, if you take him to a studio, this is not the standard that I work with. He should feel, oh, wow, this is a beautiful facility. It should inspire confidence, and you work with Frank Rowe effortlessly, it'll be nice. The same way, if an artist from Lusaka like Vincenzo travels and goes to Chipata to record, he shouldn't feel like, if the artist from Chipata says, Vincenzo, I'd like to do a song with you, you shouldn't say, Ukabwere ku Lusaka. Then when he comes to Lusaka, you won't even manage to see him. You'll ghost him, you know? So we should take quality to all the provinces. So I have an idea or a dream of having maybe 10 studios around the country, big studios, the headquarters, the national studio in Lusaka, and the provincial studios in the other 9 provinces to make them 10. Yeah. So those are ideas that can be done through the ministry.
Okay, nice. So I'm going to bring it down to you being ZAM president. Your position gets you into offices and you get to sit on tables with people you can have conversations with. When you speak to a lot of artists, the complaint usually comes with structure within the industry. You were given an example of a collaboration, which I know you're just speaking about it in hindsight. If Diamond Platinum, Nice of Zambia, wants to collaborate with an artist. So usually our artists...
the way Lecrae came to Zambia and
yes, you guys actually did a great job. You guys did a great job, and a lot of people commended you for that. You took them around. They had a chance to speak with our local artists.
We even took them to the structures. Talking about structures.
You took them to the structures. No, I know structures is something that a lot of artists have. Artists complained about, and I remember even when people were championing for the monetization issue, there was talks of how we have a smaller market and and also that's another conversation, because there's always going to be somebody that will argue from a certain angle, either positively or negatively, when it comes to moving forward with the arts in Zambia. So that I want to know how, as ZAM president, you're helping in smaller ways, even facilitate for things that help our artists have access to, you know, even collaborations with artists. People have complained where an international artist comes and they're not put in a tent similar to ours because they're not allowed to sit in the same section. So how is that flowing down even to show organizers that they know that when an artist comes, it's just not, they're coming to perform, people are spending their money, and also that's a way they're contributing to growth of the arts. But how is it being made easy for our fellow artists to sit in spaces and collaborate with the artists that come in?
Yeah, so I think we've been quite intentional, even when it comes to that. Even when the whole Lecrae situation, we also had to make sure that Lecrae doesn't just come to Zambia and goes on radio and does his show and then he leaves. There are all these interactions that are going on. There's exchange of contacts, there's networking, guys asking questions. We had an opportunity to sit down as artists with him and have dinner where we can talk at length and ask questions and learn and explore the idea of even collaborating with, you know, between himself and some Zambian artists like Pompey, Tim, and a few others. So I think we are really trying to do that. Even with Ringo, who came from South Africa, it's the same idea. Many others that are coming in the near future. I wish I could make some announcements here, but not yet.
You could let us know.
Yeah, there's some big artists who are coming. And the idea is just to make sure that we can have that linkage, create that network. And so we are intentional, we are deliberate, we keep introducing, make sure that when that artist comes, bring 10 Zambian artists, let them sit down with him. He shouldn't come with that thing we experienced back then where someone will literally say, no, I should be alone in this room only with my team. I don't want the Zambian artists to be here. Then get out of our country if that's the deal, man. Yeah, so even with the music promoters, we've had one meeting with them so far. We're yet to have more meetings with ZAM because they don't have an association as music promoters, but because they fall in the music ecosystem, they can belong to ZAM. But also ZAM should also be collecting a fee to license the music promoters and also to bring artists into Zambia because they're coming to do music. But that's something that's already being done by NAC, but we're just synergizing and harmonizing. Yeah, so these are conversations that we're having, yes, to just make sure that we make good progress.
Okay, since you wanted to talk about it, and I was going to bring it up, but you were too quick. What happened to Z Flowback?
Oh, wow. Z Flowback is still alive. Tiptronic got overwhelmed because they're the ones that
produced the show.
That produced the show, yeah. So yeah, Tiptronic got overwhelmed and they've had so many things that they've been dealing with. So currently we are on recess, but we will be back very soon and it will be bigger and better. Yes.
Okay, we do hear it. Quickly, as we speak about that, can we talk about monetization? I know you post bits on how your Facebook got monetized, and I know there's a lot of creators. that especially the ones that are outside Lusaka, and I experience this with a lot of my people from the Copper Belt because I do interact with the smaller artists that do come in, and sometimes wasanga fati whenever I show na music yabo, even if it's YouTube or kwatakufia manamba kutaba posting. Like it's a lot, even when you have conversations with them, they don't understand how it works and how they need to have their music put into like onto a channel and then monetize and do da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
So I see that on your Facebook. You post bits on how you get different elements, you monetize with this, with that, with that. So maybe for the small creator that's watching now, what did you do for your Facebook to get monetized?
That's a difficult one to answer, but what I did is that I changed my location to the US. Yeah, so I went to America and I got monetized there. Then I came back to Zambia. Then suddenly, after like a week, I received a notification that I got demonetized because I moved to a different location. Then I was like, oh, is that how it works? I went to Dubai for a visit. Again, I was told you're eligible for monetization because I was already, so when you're signing up for monetization, once the invite comes, because Meta invites you.
Yeah.
So when the invite comes, there is an option for you to put your banking details. So in my case, I have a Bank of America account. And so it was straightforward for me because then if I put a Zambian bank account, it wasn't going to work. Yeah, so it worked that way. Then I got demonetized as a result of being in a different location. I was like, wait a minute. When I traveled to Dubai, again, I was told you are eligible, just accept. I accepted, I was monetized again, created some content while in Dubai. I stayed in Dubai for a month, came back, and I had my paycheck from Meta, but again, I got demonetized. Then I was like, oh, I get it. So there's a problem here. So I said, okay, let me explore this other idea. So I asked my mother in the US to be an admin, to be the second admin or the third admin. I've got like 6 admins, but for that particular territory to just see what that would look like. And then they restored the whole thing and I am monetized again. So Zambia currently is not on the eligibility list, unfortunately. And the only way for now would be to have an admin in a monetized country, which is very risky. Nigerians tried it before their country was monetized and a lot of people lost their pages. And it also means that you need to put the address of that person and the bank account of that particular person. Yeah.
So they need to be honest enough to tell you that they've cashed in.
Hey,
Now we're getting winded down. And before we do, Tay Green had gone on to this thing that did you see his posts?
Some of them.
Yeah, so first he started on how he feels like our Zambian artists go to Malawi, then we're not calling Malawans, and Zambians got on it and they gave examples of Malawian artists who've come to Zambia and have invited to headline here, da-da-da-da. But now, fast forward, he's called for this thing where he wants us to collaborate in terms of music, arts and culture, where he says he's going to have his 11 artists who I saw, I think last night he had announced to say he has 11 from Malawi and is waiting for 11 from Zambia, then see how we could work together. And I saw people like Vincenzo who championed for it and thought it was a great idea. So I don't know if you've seen that and what your thoughts would be towards something like that.
Yeah, I think initially for me, when it comes to what he was saying initially, I took it like it's the usual Zambia-Malawi banter. And yeah, Malawi being a province of Zambia, of course, being the 11th province of Zambia. So yeah, that one I mean I took it. He was playing jokes, Yeah, but that idea is welcome. Yeah, but also we also need to teach him the right channels. So when you're doing such things, you have to go through ZAM. There's something called ZAM. The way you have Malawi Union of Musicians, we have ZAM here. Which also used to be called ZUM, Zambia Union of Musicians, called Zambia Association of Musicians. I happen to be the president, so you have to see me. Then I'll mobilize, I'll get the Vincenzos, I'll get the Yo Mapses, I'll get you a Chile one, I'll get you a Francro, I'll get you a Triple M, I'll get you a Zaven, I'll get you a Towela, I'll get you a Suecey, I'll get you many until you have the 11, and then you can do that collaboration. By the way, we're already doing a similar idea with Tanzania, with the Tanzanian Federation of Musicians.
Oh, nice.
We're trying to do a compilation between Zambia and Tanzania to be called Tazara. Yeah, something in those lines. Yeah, so that's a beautiful idea. It's welcome. I like Tay Green and what he advocates for when it comes to culture. He just needs to tone down a bit. Yeah, because I think, yeah, I just feel like he was somehow giving excuses when he says they welcome us, we don't welcome them. I don't know what he meant, because we gave him a chance to perform at a very big stage here. You know, and he's performed here. He's collaborated with Slap DPJ way back, maybe 2007, 2008. Namadingo has been coming to Zambia doing his thing. We literally consider him our own. Driemo comes to Zambia and he does his thing. So what I think is also musically, there's just a strategy that we are yet to explore, which should make it easier for the music that is done by a Malawian artist and a Zambian artist to be as big as it is in Malawi. Because what I've noticed is that the songs tend to be big in both countries. When a Zambian artist collaborates with a Malawian artist, the song is big in both countries. But the other way around, when a Malawian artist features a Zambian artist, you find that maybe the song is big in Malawi but not too big in Zambia. We need to figure out where that has been, where that issue comes from, so that it can be well balanced. When a Malawian artist features a Zambian artist, the song should blow up in both countries, not just in Malawi. Yeah.
Okay, I hear that. Hello, Manzi. Okay, our director, Manzi, in 2 seconds. 2 questions in one. One, I know you do a lot of humanitarian work, and I know that this year you're hoping you win that award. And I know... my humanitarian work is not even half the things that are seen on social media. Like I don't even really mind not winning an award, because I just mean it. I just love to do my thing. I just do my thing. So ndairusa sana award. Okay, I know that you work with a lot of organizations that are very big on a lot of things that you champion for. So you have a concert that's coming up that's going to be for free, that has a number of artists on it. And also, as ZAM, you're part of an MOU that was signed with, ending malaria. You and NGOCC also, there's a lot of things that you're doing that are championing for just progress, even if it's a way you're finding ways of incorporating the people that are part of the arts, but also to champion for a bigger cause, right? True. So there's that. Then also, as we quickly get to wrap up, I want you to just talk to me about the Ngoma Awards and how this year we've had an increase in the amount of money that's the monetary value placed on the award, and secondly, introduction of new categories. So those are your last words as we get to conclude.
So we have a show with the Center for Environment Justice, and we're talking climate and environment justice with Chester, Dismo, Roberto, Maureen Nilanda and Chilewan and myself on stage. And also we've created room for 10 emerging artists to also just come and showcase. Nice. That's a great thing. What else?
I was talking about the categories introduced at the
also the show is on Friday, the 10th.
Okay.
The 10th of this month. Then the Ngoma Awards, we're so happy to know that government has increased the allocation in terms of how much a winner of an award gets. It used to be 5,000 kwacha. It's now minimum 20,000 kwacha, meaning that it can even be more. So maybe Song of the Year, who knows, maybe the Minchi 50. So it's a beautiful thing. I think that's the direction we should be moving. But also, as we talk money, I would like to urge every artist out there that our focus shouldn't be on the monetary value of an award, but the prestige that comes with winning an award. The Grammys don't give you any money, but they give you the prestige that can take your price up, and that in itself is what then builds you to be the rich guy you want to be. It's not the money that the award will give you. So even if someone introduced an award today, but it's prestigious and it doesn't come with money, don't think, because you always complain when someone says we give you 5,000 kwacha in the category. You'll be thinking, that's a joke. Do they know how much I invest for me to have a music video, for me to have a song? But that's not how to look at an award.
Okay. Great. And quickly, also the Born and Bred Awards are making their return.
The Born and Bred Awards are back.
No, they're back after being off for such a while. But thank you so much for stopping by. And I know that my director is just like, Mwakamba Vambi.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. But as ZAM president in your capacity, Paso, the last thing that Biflo is saying is, as closing the show and transitioning us to next music video, there's a lot of artists that are not signed or registered to ZAM. Please just quickly run them through the importance of being part of ZAM, how also it helps you as an artist grow, foster collaboration, and also just ensure that your art or whatever it is that you create is somewhat protected.
I think you've already answered the question. Sounds good. You need to join ZAM. This is an open call to you. Yeah, yes, so please guys, make sure you join the Zambia Association of Musicians. That's the only way you will be taken seriously, and that's the only way you will look organized, and that's the only way you'll be accepted in certain places, because you can't just go to an office. Today, even if you went to you went to see PS Pilato or you went to see the president, they will still tell you, but where is your association? Why are you representing yourself? So you need to be part of a bigger group. When you need a visa to go to America, guess what? It's the same ZAM that will have to give you the recommendation. When you've got dreadlocks and they can't take a picture of you for your NRC or your passport, it's still the same ZAM that will have to come and justify that you're an artist. So basically, we are the one that will certify you for the world to then prove that indeed you're an artist, and we'll send you out for an exchange program in Germany, a festival in Canada. We'll take you international. Yeah, come home.
Come home. Definitely sounds good. Biflo, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me, Suecey.
Hey, nice. I'm so glad you came through. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for staying with us start to finish. Remember, the conversation continues on social media, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Janandine was Suecey hanging out with Biflo. Otherwise, to Busy.